Good morning. Why waiting is costing you more than you think when you go to buy a home. Stay tuned. We'll unpack why waiting is costing you more.
Yeah. Hometown streets where the story begins. Helping hands and professional wins. CRG, we're building dreams. You see, small firm, big results, that's the key. Walking with a purpose, serving with a smile. Forward in the kingdom every mile. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need a place, we're here with love and endless grace. CRG, connecting hearts to homes. Wherever you wander, you're never alone.
Welcome. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
We are good.
Good. Again, why waiting as a buyer is going to cost you more than you think. We're going to dive deep in that topic today and get some questions answered and some misconceptions cleared up. And how's everybody's weekend?
Good.
I can't remember.
Okay, great.
We went down to, David and I went down. I had a band. Are we good?
When you're using your mic properly, yeah, we're
Can't
good.
stand it up my nose. All right. We went down to Tux. I had a band who has been inviting me now for probably 6 months to come and listen to them. And finally, we got the opportunity. We went down to Tux on Friday, which is down in
Minor Hill.
Minor Hill. And so they're still 6. They're kind of an 80s rock kind of metal band. Not totally in my genre, but a lot of it was great. But they are really good. They really perform for the audience. Lot of great music, great guitarist. I mean, I could sit and listen to him forever, all day. But had a lot of fun, and it was a good time. And they're still 6. And if you never heard them, check them out.
They actually played at my dad's before.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. During, I don't know, I think it was probably one of the bike rallies that we did. I think it was that, or it was one of those things that we had down there.
Mm-hmm.
We had some events then. He don't really do events much now. What did we do? Both of us worked Saturday. And then Sunday, we just got everything ready for the week. We did go and visit my grandfather.
Yeah, we went and hooked up some cameras so we get to spy on him now. Sounded creepier than what I wanted it to sound like.
He's got like one of those little life alert things that he wears. Well, it goes off, and the life alert little speaker thing, they like, are you okay? And he can't hear them, so he doesn't hear well in one ear, refuses to wear his hearing aids, so he doesn't hear them asking if he's okay. So then they're trying to call family to check on him, and so we put in cameras. We helped put in cameras. They got a couple more, I think, coming to be installed too.
Does he have hearing aids?
Yes, he
Yeah, but he
refuses
won't.
to wear them.
Yeah, he won't wear them.
And he's just a little man that shuffles around now.
I think stubbornness goes with age.
Yeah.
You're pretty stubborn.
Look what I have to put up with, okay?
Well, Kyle, anything happening in your world this weekend?
Just lumberjacked, cut down some trees,
Nice.
get ready for some more firewood.
Speaking of that, if anybody does need firewood, I have a plethora of wood that somebody wants to get off their property. So get a hold of me and I'll get you connected with them. A lot of wood. And so if you need some wood.
Is it down trees or what is it?
Yeah, it's down trees that got cut up. It's not going to be good for this year, but it'll be great for next year. So
Free?
yeah, just come get it. Just come get it and off the property. So
Cool. Well, we took old Betty in to get new mufflers or new exhaust
Shocks.
system.
Oh.
Thank God. Because she's loud. She has headers on her, and then she's got these glass pack cherry bombs, and I,
I ain't never heard an RV that sound the way it does.
and then it stinks because there's a lot of rust holes and stuff. So finally, we got her in the weather clean, warmed up. So she's in getting new muffler or new exhaust system. So I'm excited. We leave Sunday,
Nice.
and we will be back on the 17th of March. So
Wow.
I'm excited. I'm excited, nervous, but excited. We're headed to Little Rock, and then we're gonna go rock hounding, which I'm so excited to see David rock hound.
Okay.
Are you guys pulling the bike?
What is that?
Rock hound is when you go to a designated area and you start digging in the dirt. You look for rocks and minerals and all kinds of really cool stuff. And so I'm
You're gonna
excited.
bring some rocks back.
And I'm gonna bring some rocks. And
It's your
I can't
inner
say that.
5-year-old coming out.
Well,
if you-
3-year-old Danny had about a handful of rocks trying to take it into Grandpa's house this weekend too. So
well, if you look it up, look rock hounding up, and if you do it on Facebook, you'll get smothered with all kinds of rock hounding stuff. But there are crystal mines, diamond mines, turquoise mines, and just all kinds of places to go between here and we're going down through El Paso, Texas, up to Tucson, and then from Tucson up to Mesa, however you say it, just right outside of Phoenix. Then we're going up to the mountains. And a sales guy that when I had Flora Mid-South Realty, I bought all the fly swatters from.
Oh yeah.
And
speaking of that, we still got a box of them.
well, give them out. And so I thought about him because he said, if you're ever in Arizona, give me a call and I'll buy you lunch. Well, I thought, I might do that. Well, then I thought, I don't have his number and all that. The very next day he calls me. And so we're chit-chatting. So we are actually going to hook up with him when we're up
cool.
in Phoenix. And he does estate sales and cleans out barns and has an antique booth, or has a booth in a flea market. And so we're going to take the bike and go up there. We're going to go to, what's that? OK Corral Town. Tombstone. We're going there. And we're just going all over Arizona.
Do you know-
Mainly on the bike.
Do you notice how David planned that? We're gonna go to the flea market on the bike. So there's only but so
Mark.
much that can be carried
That is
back.
true. She'll
Right.
find a way.
Oh no, she'll ship it back.
Yeah. But anyway, we can take the RV and go get it. I mean,
She's already thought through.
Oh,
She's already thought that through.
that's
So you're
funny.
taking the RV
mhm.
and you're gonna be traveling around with the RV all
Yeah,
over.
the 32-foot RV with a 12-foot trailer.
I want
with the
pictures
bike.
of this.
And then our generator comes in, hope and praying to the generator gods, tomorrow. And so we're going to be good to go.
It's
Well,
funny you
that's good.
say that. Like my wife last night, literally couldn't have matched up more. She's like, we should rent an RV and go out to these. I think it's called the Painted Mountains.
Oh, the Painted Desert.
I thought those were AI photos.
Oh, no.
She's like, no, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So
That's why I can't wait. That's on. We're going to take our bike and go out there, and then you can park and you can walk the petrified forest in the Painted Desert, and hopefully I can find a couple small rocks to bring back
so
from there. But
awesome.
it's beautiful. I seen it as a kid, and now I want to see it as an adult. So because I was like a 15-year-old kid, and back when I was 15, I could care less. So anyway. We're going to do Route 66, part of Route 66, and I don't know, it's going to be fun.
Nice.
See, I didn't realize when you said the dates that you were, and I didn't realize you meant you were leaving here until here. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Now it all clicks now for things that you said to me. I'm like, oh, this makes sense now.
She's just a little slow.
Yeah, it's so it's a month. So you guys are going to be going for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Nathan
Whoa.
was watching last night on YouTube, cruising for life, like how to like live on cruise ships.
It's not difficult.
A lot of people
It's
do
not
that. They
difficult.
rent out their house and then they cruise for a year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's really not difficult. And so we got a new goal that I think we were just fantasizing and having fun last night talking about it. But
I only want to do it for
it's
a
almost
year.
reality. It could
I
possibly
almost
happen.
only want to do it for like a year. I don't think I could handle like always living on it. But this lady, it cost her $2,000 a month. She's a single lady. She lived in Georgia, and she's not much over 40.
Well, it's her YouTube channel is called Poverty to Paradise, and it's a really she's just a fun person, you
And
know,
she
when
travels all
yeah.
over. Like she's been in Vietnam right now, but she just goes all over the world.
And yeah, and that's what she decided to do.
When you
That's
when you look at the cost of like say you had a mother and father that needed like independent living space, a little bit of care, not that much, not like assisted living. A cruise is way cheaper than an assisted living facility by a
Absolutely.
Yep.
lot.
Right.
The only downside of that is having to move from cruise ship to cruise ship every
Yeah.
couple of weeks.
That's the downside of any cruise, getting on and off.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But
Yep.
you learn to pack light. You learn
Correct.
to pack.
And that's what she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She stored stuff at her daughter's house in a garage that she wanted to keep like sentimental stuff
Mm.
and sold everything else.
Yep.
She's like, I got divorced. I sold everything. I sold my house.
I've got nothing sentimental other than my guns. Can't take those on cruise ships.
No.
No, you can't do that. But yeah, no, it's she's just like one of those persons that are people that just seem fun, and you can tell that in her videos. We watched a couple of them last night, and it's a very plausible plan. You know, it can be done with a lot of work as far as planning. It and using points correctly and all that. I mean, just she was doing the math, and I mean, you would love a couple of her videos because she dives deep into the numbers, tells you exactly what she's paid for this and how she got this and all that. It's total number nerd friendly, and that was a hard one to say, but yeah, it's cheaper for her to do this than a normal rental home with utilities and food.
Absolutely.
It's cheaper.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
$2,000 a month, and that is her food, electricity. Someone cleans your room. Someone can turn your bed down. Like you don't have to do anything but just.
And you could
Enjoy
probably
life.
do it cheaper than that.
Well, and look at
hell
look at the health factor on that. Like, how often when you're older are you thinking about, let me cut up fresh fruit or have fresh vegetables and stuff like that? If you make the right choices, you're gonna have a really good diet ahead of you too, and didn't have to do any of the cooking.
And they have your
cleaning,
gym's
right,
free.
anything.
So like they have like the gym that's always on board. You can use that, and they have top of the line equipment.
Oh, I just walked the top Lido deck. It's large enough,
Right.
Enough cardio.
I just go to the topless deck and walk around.
But speaking of that, me and Holly we're set to go on a cruise this weekend. We're excited about.
Nice.
That's where I guess the videos had come into with
Cruise.
and stuff like that. But no, we're doing just a quick 3-day cruise, one port. You know, get on the ship, go to the port, have a sea day back, and we'll be back to work Tuesday morning.
Where you poured out of.
Port Canaveral. So we're going to leave Thursday. We're going to drive. I'm going to drive as long as I want to drive, and then we'll stop, get a hotel room for the night, and then next morning wake up and finish the trip and get on the boat.
Canaveral was the easiest one I've gone on so far.
Yeah, we've never went out of Canaveral yet, so I'm excited for it.
And then in May we go out with the girls. Well, with Bella and her best friend in May. Toward the end of May, and we go out of.
Canaveral too.
But we don't know. It's in
No,
Miami.
Miami. Yeah, Miami.
Oh my God, you're going to.
We are
Wow.
driving all the way to
Well,
Miami.
right now,
Wow.
that one we're kind of planning on driving, but I don't know if we will. I mean, that's like
Flying.
That's a 10-hour drive just in Florida itself.
yeah. I mean, it's a 18, 19-hour drive.
Right.
From
That
here.
is not.
No.
And
Port Canaveral is a 13-hour drive, and I can pretty much do that in one setting, even though it's not recommended and whatever. But I can. I'm
I
pretty.
just figured we would still do we would just get up early, drive, a good portion of that day, and then finish the next drive and get on the boat.
Yeah.
If you take a long lunch, it makes it a little easier. Drive about 6 hours, take a lunch, walk around a park, do whatever, and then take the other 6.
Yeah.
Body's
I'm
probably
real
fine
big.
with it.
Every time we stop to fuel up or pit stop for the bathroom or something, I'm real conscious about walking around, and stretching is really important to keep.
You're so lucky. I don't
Where
let
you
I don't
going?
let my family take
This
bathroom
weekend.
breaks.
Where you going?
We're going to the celebration keys.
Oh.
In Freeport, Bahamas.
Yeah, it's in the Bahamas. It's Carnival's new. They call it a private island. It's not a private island, but a new destination, Carnival-owned destination. So
Cool.
This is my birthday and Valentine's Day since
Yeah.
he was sick on my birthday.
I was sick on her birthday, so I had to make it up for.
This
up
is
to
the
her
second
somehow.
year in a row he's been sick on my birthday.
I just think it's the holiday took it out of it. Your birthday. Your birthday sucks.
I agree. I've said that the whole life.
It's what, January 3rd?
Yeah,
Mhm.
your birthday sucks because you have all the holiday from November to December to early January, and then
I got
you have all.
gypped.
Then it's your birthday.
I got gypped on this kid.
So, but yeah, so I was sick this year again. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go on the cruise and enjoy our time, and we're excited for it. This wasn't like a super planned out anything. This was got a deal, and just went ahead and ran with the deal. And so the cabin, I'm concerned about what the cabin's going to be, and all. We didn't get
You'll
to
be
pick
down in the broom
anything.
closet.
Yeah, something like that.
The last one we went on, my wife lucked out. We did something like this, a podcast.
Yeah.
And got home by about 10 o'clock in the morning. She goes, "There's a cruise, and all we have to pay for is the taxes and the port fees.
Wow.
Everything else is for free."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, so when we going?" She goes, "We have to pack now, take Andrew to Knoxville. We're flying out of Knoxville tomorrow morning." we had one of the
I love that though. I
Corner-
love that.
we had one of the corner rooms that was a triangle up by where the
I've
glass
seen
is on the ship.
those.
This was one of the biggest rooms I've ever been in.
Really.
And no cost to us. All she did was call the ports and say, "Hey, do you have any like vacancies on any upcoming
Mhm. I've
cruises?"
heard of that.
They will fill those and be like, "Look, we just want more people." Because
Right.
imagine a cruise ship half full. People are
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, this wasn't fun." Pack it out. They don't mind taking on that expense as long as you pay the taxes and the port fees. So I think
But it's probably not much more expense for them, really, because they got to have all the stuff anyways.
right. And so
So-
it was like $320, and we were
Heck
rock and
yeah.
roll. Pew.
But yeah,
I'd be
so-
like, I'm going. See
seven
ya.
day, 7 days gone.
right.
Nice.
But yeah, so we're excited for that. So that's what we've been gearing up for.
I'm gonna go dig in the dirt.
go get some rocks.
We're gonna go
Hey,
down.
she
the
might find
beach.
gold though.
Yeah, that's true. One thing about the beach though, we're looking at like 70s.
I think
temperature-wise.
74.
Yeah,
That's shorts and.
yeah, but I don't know
long-sleeve
how much
shirt,
water. I don't know how
Yeah.
much.
Oh, well, I
water.
don't know if you're gonna get in the water. I mean, because the water's probably cold. Did you check the temperature of the water?
No.
Yeah, the water's gonna be cold.
We got an excursion for the port, and it's super high reviews and all good things, and it's about you get on a boat and they take you to a private beach basically, and they just feed you full of champagne and fruit and cheeses and laying around music and stuff like that.
No
And-
wife, we can't go.
And they
Wine
said
and
that
dirt.
if it's on the cooler side, this particular excursion, if you're not really wanting to get into the water and do that kind of stuff, they'll just take you on a 3-hour boat ride around the island. I think that'd be cool too.
I'm all for that.
Those
That's kinda what I'm
3-hour
hoping
boat
for.
rides, though, sometimes last years.
Yeah.
We're drinking. then.
Gilligan's Island.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Are you injured? You feel bad? What? But no, they'll keep our from what we hear on the reviews is they keep your cup full, and then they'll take
Hey.
you around on a boat.
Sounds
And
like my kind of. I mean, just lounging, just actually learning to lounge and sip on champagne and eat fruit and cheese and just lay in the lounge chair, listen to the ocean, some really cool bohemian music.
Oh,
That would be fabulous.
I mean, that's the goal.
That's been the biggest challenge for me is it's like the first 48 hours of the trip, I have to acclimate to being able
Oh, yeah.
to feel
I
comfortable
don't
to do
know
that.
how to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and to truly let my mind go and just relax. I can't.
It's very
I have
difficult for me.
It is
still
very difficult.
yet been even with semi-retiring. I can't. I have hustled, and I just can't. I don't know how to relax. I know how to go to sleep.
Well,
But-
but that's just the type of person you are, and I'm that type of person too. Because if I'm on a trip and doing something, I want to be doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go,
I want to
let's go.
experience
Yeah.
things and experience local and experience all this stuff.
And that's
because
why we
if
need
I'm
a
not,
vacation from a vacation.
if I'm not doing that, I don't feel I'm getting the value of
Right.
it.
Sure.
That's a good statement. That's like poor David. Of course, Chat GPT and I have been planning the itinerary. I've got a month to plan, So it's like boom, boom. David said, "Baby, are we on vacation or what?" And I said, "But I want to see this, and
Right.
I may never get back here, and I want to do this, and I got to go here, and it's just run, and if I, like you said, if I just have that day to sit, it's like what I'm wasting time.
You're right. That's what it is, and yeah, because I feel the same way. It's like if I'm just sitting around doing nothing, what am I doing? I could sit around and do nothing at home.
Right.
Even though the vacation should be sitting around and doing nothing sometimes.
I know. I don't get how you do that.
I don't know. That's the reason why you always need a vacation from a vacation.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, but then all you do is play more stuff. You never, I guess if you're home, it's different. You take the vacation at home,
Yeah.
but then you never relax there either. So
Yeah,
anyway.
like when you're doing the ice storm, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, we get some downtime. And what did I do? I booked a trip.
Yeah, I was working. I was
He
still
worked.
working.
I did some stuff, but I did not. I just booked a trip instead.
Yeah. Out of the blue, she's like, because I was going to surprise her with this trip, and then and we're running super long
Yeah.
on this, but I was going to surprise her on this trip, but then I'm like, it's way too much stuff that needs to get ready in order just to surprise. And by the time if I tell her what she needs to bring, she's going to know what we're doing. And so then I told her about it, and then a few days later, she's like, "Oh yeah, I planned our vacation for the summer." I'm like, "Oh, great, wonderful."
I asked. I didn't just book it. I did ask.
I mean, it was only a button away. I'll put it that way.
It was
just
only a button away. It really was a button away. I'm like, hey, it's this. What do you think? That sounds good. Click.
Well, let's get back on track. I love talking vacations. Speaking of that, we're going to real quick. One more thing about that. We're going to try the vlogging thing. Do some travel vlogging, and see how that goes during this. See if it's too invasive. If it's too much on a vacation,
He
do we
has to
like?
work. That's the problem. You realize that he's got to work on vacation.
I've been thinking that because I want to
Oh,
journal,
that would be so
That would be cool
good.
doing that. Yeah.
journal our trip and old Betty and how she's going to hold out, and bless her heart. I hope she makes
Oh,
it.
please do that.
Can I make a suggestion? Don't edit anything while you're on the trip.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, no,
just
I'm not-
all
yeah,
raw
yeah.
Yeah,
footage.
if you just do the footage and then come home and do it and decompress and put it together and then slowly release it,
Yes,
it
that's
won't-
my plan.
it won't feel like work.
I was just going to do live
To a
every now
degree.
and then.
Oh, raw footage.
I don't want to have to come back and work
Please have
on it.
clothes on.
But yeah,
in
no,
the
that
RV.
that was my plan with it, is just to get the footage and just then get back and edit and do all that. I didn't want to, because I get, when I start doing video stuff, I really
Nerdy,
get into
over
it,
the top.
and I could spend hours and hours
That's
and hours
where it is.
and
And then you miss out on your trip.
Right. So, but yeah, that's one thing that we said, that we're not editing, we're not posting, we're not doing anything. We're just getting the footage, coming back, and then editing and putting it together. So, but I don't know if we'll like it. I mean, that's kind of being real estate agents. We try to be on camera a lot. We try to do videos a lot, anyways. And but I want to see how invasive it actually is for the vacation. And if it gets in the way too much, if it's not fun, and then go from there. So I'm excited about that. I've been doing a lot of research and video stuff with GoPros. I went all out with our vlogging rig, and I mean, you can't get much better than what we got. So we really I nerded out on that, and that's been fun this past
He has a new
few
hobby,
weeks.
and I'm like, well, you could have worse hobbies, so I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
All right, let's go to numbers.
sure.
All right.
Just remember, there's no music anymore. We got I haven't figured that out yet. So, but yeah, we'll go to numbers, and then we'll get back on track with the topic. Again, the topic is going to be why waiting as a buyer is costing you more than you think, and we'll dive into that.
All right. Numbers aren't sexy, but they tell a story. And if you are a new buyer and you are listening to the trends and tracking, you can see how you turn my camera.
I hit the wrong button.
You can see how waiting things aren't getting cheaper. And so let me go over. All right, right now active, this are Lawrence County numbers, Lawrence County, Tennessee residential numbers. Right now we have 196 active listings with an average list price of $394,213. Right now they're running 123 days on the market. Coming soon, we have 3 of those with an average list price of $406,633. Under contract showing, that means that there's a contract on the house. There's a buyer and a seller, but the seller may be taking backup offers, additional showings, because the first buyer's not quite solid yet. There's 4 of those with an average list price of $305,750. And right now, from the time for the under contract showing, from the time that they put the sign in the yard till it went under contract, took about 36 days. We had 1 expired and 2 canceled. Last week, we had 7 closings with an average sold price. Remember, sold price, list price, big difference. Sold price of $248,114, which is about $172 a square. Number I tell everybody to pay attention to is the sell price versus list price. Sellers last week were getting 97.91%. That's the sellers are getting 91% or almost 92% of, thanks there, son. 92% or 98% of the list price. From the time we put the sign in the yard till we went under contract took 75 days. From the time we went under contract till we closed took additional 34 days. So I did a comparison year over year, and so far this year in Lawrence County we've had 25 closings with an average sold price of $285,004. So, and then in 2025, the same time period, we had 45 closings with an average sold price of $272,584. Now remember, please listen. So far this year, 25 listings have sold for $285,000 on average list price. 25, there was 45 with an average sold price of $272. In 24, we had 32 sold with an average of $284,000. So you can see how we keep going up in price and how the square footage price is going up tremendously, how the ratio from what the seller is getting for their sale price, how that percentage is going up. Days on the market are going up. So everything year after year keeps increasing. We are not decreasing. We may have a week where the numbers come down just a little, but overall, our numbers as far as the sale price, as far as the square footage, as far as what the percentage of the sale price the sellers are getting, those numbers have increased over month, year over year. So what we're talking about is don't wait. There's a reason you don't want to wait, and these numbers are just proof of how things aren't going to probably get much cheaper.
So we hear that all the time. I'm just going to wait until the market goes down and price goes down. That's not going to happen.
I've got 3 years worth of proof right here, and if you want more, I can show you more. Our prices, because actually, we still have an inventory shortage, but it's selective inventory shortage. It's what people are looking for, and it seems like the majority are all looking for the same thing, and so there's a shortage of those types of houses. Of course, you got the real Uber McDaddy priced homes, and then you got the fixer-uppers, but that's not what the theme is anymore. The theme is people want move-in ready. I don't want to lift my finger.
Yep.
And be done.
And they won't move in ready at a price that they can afford.
Correct.
So, part of my videos, like the past couple weeks now, is I actually did a deep dive on ChatGPT and what the average person makes locally.
You can go ahead.
And it is crazy. So, I mean, by the time you add in the house payment, you add in student loan, credit card, car payment, then, sorry, I got distracted. You add all that in, it pushes people out. It pushes people out of being able to afford your average type home that isn't a fixer-upper. Most people who make about together combined is about $55,000 a year combined together. So that puts them at realistically with a student loan, credit card, and car payment, and you add in the house payment, only being able to afford about $160,000 to $170,000 home. So in order to push that up, some things have to happen. Either you've got to make more money, $5,000 or $10,000 more usually each a year to be able to afford that $270,000 house, or you have to, or you've got to bring down debt. Good job. Or you've got to bring down debt and pay off that car loan, pay off that student loan, pay off your credit card. Then every time you pay one of those off, you go up, tens of thousands of dollars usually in what you can afford towards a house. So your fixer-uppers are usually around that $150,000 loan. You're going to put in some sweat equity.
Well,
right?
that in your loan, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a FHA,
That's
rural
true.
development, one of those government loans that require the house to be in a certain condition. And so those types of buyers are typically not your conventional loan buyers. And so not only do you have to qualify, but that house has to qualify too. I know you shop price. Lots and lots of people shop price. I said this last week. They go by their price point and find the best thing that they can. But that doesn't always work because that home may not qualify. And
the thing is everybody's like, okay, well, I'm okay with doing cosmetic, painting, maybe changing out the carpet, something along those lines. Everybody wants that,
right,
at that same price. So in order to get that, you really need to be realistically to get just the cosmetic part of it. You're probably still looking. You need to be about in the $250 range to $220 range.
Well, and have you looked at how much it cost to buy paint? Have you looked to cost what it costs to buy a paintbrush? How about carpet? How about new appliances? Look actually to the cost of what it would take just to paint, new flooring, and new appliances. Check that out. That sticker shock will be amazing how much it's going to cost just to do those few things. And, Kyle will contest to, those homes need to be in a certain condition, and appliances don't even come into that. But so there's going to have to be, I lost my train of thought. There's going to have to be, you need to be realistic on, yes, I want to fix her up, or I want to shop this price point, and yes, I can do all this work. Can you financially? That's what you got to look at.
Well, and redirecting back to where we got off on a tangent, but when buyers are looking to buy a home and they decide to wait, what are they actually paying for when they're waiting?
Usually they're renting. So then you are, all of that money is just going to pay the landlord's payment. It's going to pay that investor. And so you're not building equity at all. You're not even, it's just been proven that you live I mean, what is it? I can't think of.
But you are building your credit. You are building a credit story. So if I'm not quite ready to buy, but I want to, my goal is to buy. And so I may not have a car payment. And, somebody may give me a car. And so now I need to use that VOR, verification of rent, to be able to prove one avenue of credit. And so there is some good reasons to rent if you're not ready to buy, but renting is not a long-term solution.
You should realistically be renting. I mean, for a little while, yes. I think the other day we talked about like 4 years probably is like your typical people. You need to spend, during that time period, you need to spend about a year to 2 years of preparing to buy a house, maybe the following year. So about year 3, you'll be starting to hopefully go house shopping. But that year to 2 years, you're paying down debt. You are at your job. You're getting better at it. You are, you're hopefully going up in raises, that kind of thing. That's preparation. That timeline is time to prepare to buy a house and take that next step. I'm looking at you because I'm waiting for you to say something.
Right. I'm a little. I got a sidetrack of it's still in line with it. I'm just waiting for the right time to come in.
Right. No, I wanted to get your thoughts on that as well, because it's like, if a buyer's waiting for the rates to drop, what usually happens with home pricing?
So there's a lot of things that happen when
It's a
interest
cost
rates
factor.
come down. Is the first off is we'll go back to numbers. The 98% of the sales price. Right now, you're seeing a lowered value because there's more negotiation because of time on the market, the amount of opportunities and people that are out there looking. And so you have a chance to get in for less money out of pocket because you can get some seller concessions. When we start seeing rates come down, we're going to infuse the market with more buyers. We're not infusing the market with more homes available. So that just becomes more and more people want the exact same homes together. And you end up losing the opportunities of getting seller credits because now sellers have more than enough to choose from, and somebody's offer is likely not going to require that in order to make a loan go through. So you're paying a higher value for the home. You're not getting the seller credits. And the longer that you wait, the more that home's value has already gone up. Real estate agents know what the value of a home is. And that now becomes a starting price when the interest rates are lower. And by starting price, I mean, you're not going to find that closing lower than that. You're more than likely going to see it close higher than that because somebody needs to put a roof over their head, and who wants it more? So being able to go now, especially for the first-time home buyers, this is your opportunity to get in for the best deal you can find.
And then what happens to home prices when we have a whole bunch of buyers in the market and they're buying? Sellers, it goes back up to sellers getting 99% of their list price. And so word gets out. What happens? The prices of those homes go up more than what they would if just in a calm, like right now, in a calm market. So not only do the prices go up, not only do the sellers not pay towards seller concessions or buyer concessions, buyers
meaning more out of pocket expense.
Correct. So you, as a buyer, by waiting in this scenario, it's costing you more money at closing. It's costing you a higher loan rate than if you would take advantage, let's say like now. Right now is a prime opportunity. Sellers right now are getting, 97?
I think so. That sounded right.
97%, but they have price reductions. The home prices right now have had at least 2 price reductions from the original list price. So you're getting a deal there, and then they're helping you with closing costs because they need to sell the home. And right now it's not a market that's moving very fastly. When that changes come another 3-4 weeks, that's going to be a whole different story. And I say that by saying that's the cost of waiting. Not only does it cost you more for possibly the price of the home, but your closing costs may change. Closing costs are, talk about closing costs.
Closing costs are all of your fixed third party stuff. So you've got title work. They're going to go in and make sure that your title's clear. You have the appraiser, you have prepaids, you have
Prepaids are
you're going to start a 12-month homeowner's insurance policy. You're going to insure that property. You're going to get some reserves on that amount based on its monthly cost. You're going to jump into a tax cycle. That's where part of your payment starts paying for those on an annual basis. All of those things are things that don't go to the value of your home. So being able to have a seller concession in your negotiation, those items, your investment into that property is your equity. So your pure investment to that property is something you're going to be able to tap back into when either you refinance it or you sell it. And that's something that's huge because right now you could be looking at anywhere between $9,000 and $12,000 in closing cost if none of that's negotiated in contract. Now, there is one thing I might be able to talk on, and I'll let these guys stop me if it's against their rules to talk about it. But right now, sellers are willing to pay the buyer side still compensation for the most part. If we get into a really, really challenging market, those who can afford to pay and offset some of those costs with their real estate agents are going to look like a much better offer to the seller because they're going to net more. And for first-time homebuyers, that is going to be a very strong challenge. That's why the push right now is if you're interested in real estate and becoming a homeowner as a first-time homebuyer, need to really jump on the planning and execution of that before that market transitions because it just will become more challenging.
If you wait on the interest rates to go down, so is everybody else. So when the interest rates go down, home prices go up, closing costs go up, timelines go up. The cost to rehab the house goes up, new paint goes up, furniture cost goes up. It all goes up. So there's a domino effect. And so not only does it, by waiting, not only does it just change the house price, it's that whole snowball effect on all your fees, all your expenses, all your new furniture, all your paint, and everything that goes into buying a house all goes up as well.
Now, and talking about all those costs as well, but where is it, and anybody can take this, probably Kyle should, but where is it to where, yes, it's costing more money out of a pocket, but also it's costing your ability to increase your the value of the homes. Talk about what you're missing out if you're waiting for rates or waiting for prices to come down, what you're potentially missing out on by not purchasing and not getting the equity started compared to the price of the home.
So that's a twofold question. So I want to start with a statistic that came from you guys' organization. National Association of Realtors estimates that we infuse the market with 5 to 8 million new qualified buyers per 1 point of interest rate going down. We all know that 3% would be an awesome number to have. So let's just say we come down from the 6s to the 3s. That's anywhere between 15 and 24 million new qualified buyers in the market for the same amount of inventory.
Now, when you're saying qualified buyers, as of right now, what the rates are, they're not qualified. And then if it would drop there, they turn into qualifiers, are willing to pull the trigger.
So these are all individuals that could purchase right now.
That are waiting till the interest rates drop.
Yes. These are all individuals that could purchase today, but they're not getting what they want out of it, whether it be the fictitious understanding of a lower, prettier interest rate, right, or whether it's because of a more home that they can afford and that suits their family's needs more. These are people that are all qualified right now, good credit scores, good assets, good liabilities, but they're waiting for the market to transition. And as that market transitions, they infuse at the rate of 5 to 8 million new buyers in the market per 1 point of interest rate. We all know what it's like during COVID. You know, relate this to going and finding paper towels or toilet paper. There were so many people out there buying it. It didn't matter that you needed it. Somebody got there before you with the right price and got it. That's the way the market's going
And then
to
they
look again.
resold it to you for about 55% higher price.
Right. And so this when that happens, you're also going to see an inflation of equity growth, because what happens is a home sells and it sells for just above list price. Now we have that on record. Now the next home that goes up for listing has a qualifying property that's like and similar that has now shown that it's worth more. And now they price their point there, and now they get a little bit more. And it's a trickle down effect of
The trickle up effect.
that trickle up effect of the value of the home. If you're looking for prices to come down, we've seen 6 price drops in homes annually over the last since like 1960. 2 of those years were after the bubble. So you can say 4 years really outside of a financial crisis that prices went down since 1960. So if you're
Right.
waiting for them to come down, you're probably never going to be a homeowner then. That's the reality of it.
Or you're just going to pay way more than. Maybe.
Well, and that's where after the COVID issue, when people were buying houses, you know, and you're having multiple offers, and people were paying 101, 102, 105% of the list price just to get their offer. And I mean, that's not good
When
for
I did-
4 years down the road.
When I did numbers the year after COVID, there was 112% of list price.
That's
Stupid crazy.
You know, I think people like we're kind of things. I think we overwhelm people a little bit, and I think they think, well, I am in no one of those places that I can probably even buy right now. I think you just need to call one of us, have a conversation with us, because everybody's story is different, and you don't have to be scared. That's what we're here for. We'll walk you through it, talk you through it, because if you're not ready, we can put that 12-month plan. It could be even shorter than that. It could be a 6-month plan in place so that you can buy a house. So if you do really want that $270,000 house, because then I don't have to paint it. It's probably move-in ready. We have brand new houses that are, well, we have some new builds now that are about in the 280 range, 280-ish range to 300 range. But if you want that, we can get you there. We just have to look at the numbers and tell you what we can do to put in place to get you there. Whether, hey, maybe talk to your boss, see if you can get a raise.
there you go.
I've got a huge success story. Do you mind real quick?
No.
So
not at all.
I had a young couple 2 years ago. We just refinanced them. They were really kind of on the fence. Interest rates were high. They got a 7.25% interest rate with a conventional loan at a $500,000 home. It was their first home purchase. This was in a higher cost area. It was up in the Northern Virginia area, closer to DC. And these individuals were very scared about purchasing that home. They refinanced with me, and their home's value in that 2 years went up $55,000.
Yep.
So that is equity of theirs.
Say that again.
So they bought a $500,000 home as their very first home. 2 years later, we did a refinance for their property. Because the interest rates were coming down, because houses sold for more, their valuation went up $55,000 in 2 years. Now, if you were to have waited those 2 years for interest rates to come down to where we are now, and somebody sold that exact same home's now going on the market for $555,000.
There you go. And that's where I wanted to kind of shift gears just a bit, with, because I don't want to make anybody feel like buy.
Right.
But who should wait? Let's play let's talk about the other side. What situations in your guys' experience from all three of you, should somebody wait and maybe put that plan in place that you were talking about?
Newly divorced, soon to be divorced. If you're married, but you are separated or unfortunately getting a divorce, that is, if you are still legally married and you go ahead and buy that house, without prior work, that that spouse may own part of your house, so there's a lot of legalities there. So you have to just make sure that you understand that when is the good time for you to buy as someone getting a divorce or someone just newly divorced. And they always say, never make a big decision after a major life change. So, a death, there's a person dies, your spouse passes. Take your time, sit back and wait. Don't make knee jerk decisions.
Right. I agree with that.
What would you say?
Huh?
What would you say?
When is a good time to wait? I think if your credit's a little on the low side, or if all you are is in that $150,000 range, but you need a USDA loan, you probably should wait, where you don't have the down payment. Build up some money, pay off some debt, ask that boss for a raise, then get yourself in a better financial position. If before that, I would wait. I would continue to rent until you have everything you need, so that you're just not making a choice that is going to put you in a further financial stress. Like, yeah, you can. So I have somebody who is qualified. She is qualified for $300 and something $1,000. The reason why she got to that point is boyfriend is her boyfriend, and grandma is a co-signer. But she didn't realize that this lender didn't explain to her like what your house payment was going to be on a $300,000 house. Grandma's
Just
not
because you're
making that house
approved
payment.
don't mean it's a good idea.
Grandma has no intention to make that house payment. She thought she's doing something good by helping her be able to afford a house, which is a great thing. But now you have to be careful. She had no idea, like, hey, my house payment could be like $2,500 a month or $2,300 a month with taxes and insurance added. So she had no idea. When we had that conversation, she's like, oh, wait, we can't do $2,000 a month.
So uneducated buyer should wait. An uneducated
buyer should call us.
That's what I was going to say. An uneducated buyer, don't assume because you have extra $1,000 a month of income, and you don't assume that when you qualify, but get education, not internet, not AI, not a listing agent. Get a education from a buyer's agent that will walk you through start to finish and what that looks like to you, time-wise and financial. You were waiting.
I'm gonna go against the panel on this one. I don't think you should ever wait.
I knew that.
I don't think you should ever wait. If you look at what happens when you do wait, you buy an expensive truck or an expensive car, and it depreciates as soon as you leave off the lot. If you pay for a mortgage within your means at 19, 20 years old, it doesn't have to be something rock star or amazing. Once you're building the equity in that location and you slowly start to develop your life, you find, say, a significant other, may have a child on the way, you can sell that asset and buy a $300,000 house, but now you're putting $80,000 down into that transaction. So you're only financing $220,000. So you may have bought, say, a $150,000 to start off because that worked out for your size of household, your finances, but you're gaining equity and building your own wealth versus paying somebody else's mortgage, basically. And so it's a stepping stone. Not every home that you buy has to be your first and final resting place.
No.
But the one thing you do have to consider is, during those 5 years, what little projects can you do to keep it updated so it's ready to be sold in 5 years? And if you do that well, I've had plenty of individuals that have come and bought $750,000 houses. It's their third house in their lifetime, and they're putting over half down on that $750,000 house because they keep pushing the equity down per sale into the new home, and it makes it very affordable. Imagine the difference in a mortgage if you were paying $750,000 in your loan amount versus $325,000.
Right. This is the conversation I had with her. You said that. That's the conversation I had with her. They're young. They're like 19, 20. And I'm like, you typically start out because they found this house that's it is a brand new, beautiful house. And you don't normally start out with that. Not typically. Yes, it can happen. But I was like, realistically, your first time home, there you start out kind of low. And then you put work into it, live there a couple years, make it your own, put some work into it.
Get your races at work.
Yep. Keep going in life, get more stuff paid off, get more raises. Then take that house, sell it, take the equity out of it. Then you have a larger down payment that you can put toward that brand new house that is the bigger brand new house that you really want. I said, that's usually your second one. And grandma and grandpa's standing there too. And I said, so typically how it works is you start with a starter home. It may not be what you want. A couple of years go down the road. You have a couple of children. You've outgrown this little 2-bedroom house. It's time to upgrade. You're going to upgrade. And I said, then you take that and you put it toward this middle, this larger home that you'll probably live in until your kids are grown. I said, then you're going to take that house and you're going to sell it. You're going to pay cash for your third house. And that is probably where you will stay at. And his grandpa looked at me and he said, that's exactly what we did.
If you look at the pattern, and correct me if I'm wrong, the last statistic I heard, you generally stay in a home for 4 to 5 years.
7 to 10.
7 to 10.
I think
Virginia's a little
right
different
now.
because of your turnover. You do a lot more with Virginia. I think Virginia, because it's a military base, you have way more turnover there.
Well,
Right now, ours is 7 to 10 years. They're changing.
okay. I do, because the only thing I would step in with yours is if you're doing something with a career field and whatnot, you may have that fourth purchase. Because
Exactly.
one of those transitions may be because you've entertained a new job opportunity and it may not even be local to where you are at that time.
That is very true.
And so you're going to potentially have 4 homes in your life.
When you are buying a house, when you're a first-time home buyer, and you want to start this process, you are buying an investment. You are buying something to build your financial portfolio, and it just so happens it's going to be your home. But if you go into it thinking that this is my investment, this is my first, I'm just dabbling in my investment, I'm going to buy my first house, that house is going to increase in value faster than a bank account, a savings account. And so you are going to earn money on that investment as long as you take care of that investment. Maybe, add to that investment and it increases the value. Then what you do is like what Holly's talking about. You start out with this and then your first investment, then you build on that investment. And then you sell that investment to buy your next house. But your very first objective is to think, I need to buy my first investment property. And you're going to live in it for a little while. You're going to earn a little bit of money, more than you're going to earn at a bank. And then you're going to buy your next one.
I mean, you're still going to make that house your home.
Right.
You're going to have fun with it and enjoy it. But you don't have a landlord telling you, you can't put holes in the wall to hang pictures. You cannot own a pet.
Hey, you can put holes in the walls. You just got to repair them before you move out.
Depends on who you have. But you have more freedom of what you can do with your own house versus renting.
The other thing too is when we were back talking about qualifying, or do I qualify, or maybe I can't. A lot of times people on fixed income, you get Social Security, you get disability. That's guaranteed income. And so a lot of time there's a misnomer that people think that, well, I'm on a fixed income, I can't buy a house. That is so far from the truth. Depending on your credit, but your income is a guaranteed income. And so it would behoove you not to look into it buying if you're on a fixed income, correct?
Depending on what it is, yes
Right,
and no.
right.
Because some of them do have annual increases to that fixed income.
Right. Social Security,
Cost of living,
VA,
blah, blah, blah.
disability,
Certain pensions.
retirement, certain pensions. Correct. They go up in value, some of them, and then they're guaranteed.
I think that's why when NAR did the data, the age for buyers is about like their first time is about between their mid 30s to early 40s is their first time home purchase. And then the other big group was your 60 between 60 and 80 years old buying another house. And that's because they're selling that house, downsizing. And
Empty
that goes to
nesters.
prove what I said earlier. People will take and they'll downsize, they'll sell that off and pay cash for something much smaller and
live
easier
off
to
what they
manageable, and then live off of what they did. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I-
amazing.
I kick myself in the butt all the time for not buying sooner.
Oh,
I was
I do
scared.
myself.
I have owned a home pretty much since my first house, I was 20 years old. And I've only rented when I went through my divorce.
I wish I would have played the game better. And to me, I look at it as buying houses is playing that portfolio game where you did buy the cheaper one, put in a lot of sweat equity, and then you captured every bit of equity that you can. God bless you.
Thank you.
And then you apply that to that next. I wish I would have played that game differently.
Okay, so on that note, if somebody is on the fence right now wanting to buy but failing to pull the trigger for whatever reason, what's their first smart step of doing that? What should they do?
Call me.
No, I think you need to realize that and not to sound arrogant, but we know what we're talking. I'm 62 years old. I've been down this road for
I'm just kidding.
shut up for a long time. I know I kick myself for what I didn't do, and there's a lot of value in taking the advice of somebody who didn't always do the right thing and missing the boat. And so and I get it. People don't take advice very well from other people. They want to learn the hard way.
Well, I took I think too is you got to take that leap. I think a lot of people are scared to take that leap. I told you I was like 20 when we bought our first house. There was a big leap to go from to just take that leap.
Okay,
and that
what is the first step they should do though? We still haven't answered that
Call me.
question.
Call me.
you need to get pre-approved. Let's see where you're at financially. You need to see where your credit's at. If you don't have credit, we need to put a plan together so that you can build credit. That can happen quickly.
Step is to learn.
Yeah.
To talk to somebody in the business that
Microphone.
talk to somebody in the business that will give you an education on what it is like to buy a home, the responsibilities that it is, because you don't have a landlord fixing the water heater. You don't have a landlord fixing this, that, and the other. It's all on you, babe. And so you need to understand that process. I know the internet's out there, and I know every AI, everything is trying to teach you how to do this. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I want to talk to somebody that has been down that road, who can explain it. Not a pushy salesman that says, well, let's do this so we can get this done. All I want to do is just educate you on what it is to start the process of buying a home, to get qualified to buy a home, and then what it is to actually own that home. And then we've got Kyle, who can talk to you about, the different types of loans. And then you've got him where he can talk to you once you're inside that home about refining to your best interest. Because a lot of times, from what I understand, I'm not a guru, but when you refinance, it could lower your interest rate. You could take off years and put more money in your pocket. So that's the game I was talking about. But to understand that fully and to take advantage of that fully, talk to somebody in the business that's been in the business for a long time. Not a pushy salesperson, an educator, somebody that's going to help you build your confidence and help you understand.
I agree with that.
All right. Well, on that note, any last words, last thoughts, anything else? All right.
I don't think so.
Anybody got any listings? Anything that we need to talk about?
My mind just went completely blank. Yes, we have a listing on Buttermilk Ridge. We did reduce that price by 20. I think it was 25,000.
Wow, nice.
And so, it's got 18 acres, small. It's got a little farmhouse. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Does have a basement. Has a windmill, and it has a couple of barns. The land is phenomenal. Has a pond on it. Call us on that one. It's, I believe, 420 is what we have it listed at, or 425, somewhere around there. I can't think. I know I'm terrible. Then we have a little place down on. I always call it Holly Creek. If you're local, you know Holly Creek is in Iron City on
Am I clear?
Railroad Bed Road. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
And it's a little 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Talk about it is cheaper than rent. It has you have creek behind you. Holly Creek runs behind it. So it's a cute little starter home. Great little place, or just a little getaway.
Kyle, any new programs? Anything that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, if you've gone to your local bank and they've told you, hey, your taxes don't support you buying this home, we have contractor 1099 loans. Just got an individual qualified for a much larger home than what they could have ever have dreamed of because of the way that standard banks run calculations on income. So if you feel like you've heard a no, but you know others that have, we probably have a solution. Let's talk about it.
That is a good point that we didn't even ever talk about. There are different types of lenders. Not only are there different types of loans, there's different types of lenders. A bank is usually stuck in this box of this is the only thing we're allowed to do, and this is what you have to look like. I feel like Madonna.
You're voguing.
And but I didn't even think about that till you just said that. So don't just go to your local bank because your mom and dad and grandma and brother and sister all have banked there for 292 years.
But
check
also
your
local
resources. Go and check around because every lender is going to be different, whether it's a bank or a mortgage broker or a mortgage lender. So don't just go one-stop shop.
The other thing about that is everybody's scared that, okay, well, that bank pulled my credit. You have so many days, isn't it 30 days?
Mm-hmm.
They can pull your credit again, and it does not touch your credit score. Everybody worries about that. So, anything else?
No, but I just want, that's a big misconception on as far as lenders. And I wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Give some numbers.
I am Teresa Flora, and I'm going to be gone for the next month. But when I get back, you can call 934.
934.
I have no idea.
I would understand if it was 937.
Right.
She's vacation mode already.
Yeah.
931-2. I haven't said my phone number out loud in a long time. 931-275-9790. That is not.
That's not your number.
Not your number.
Holly, go ahead.
All right. I am Holly Cavins. You can reach me at 931-345-2406.
And my name is Kyle Parton. You can reach me at 757-717-5806.
Are you back from vacation mode now?
Just Google Teresa Flora, and my phone number will pop up.
Or you can contact her through the office here at 931-762-4247. I'm Nathan Cavins, property manager. If you need any rentals, or if you have a rental, you need a property manager, give me a shout. 931-345-2870.
What is your YouTube channel?
YouTube is Cavins Realty Group. At Cavins Realty Group.
At Cavins. So go to YouTube and put in Cavins Realty Group, and the channel will show up, and all the videos and education and things are on there as well. Plus maybe some fun stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
and channel's coming about, so go ahead and do all the normal things. Throw us a like, subscribe, and so you can get some notifications and catch our new videos and more education if that's what you're looking for. Anything else from anybody?
Nope.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.